Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of Smart Contact Crypto, where smart people come to contact crypto. My name's Jonathan. If you like making money in crypto, then welcome to the club. If you think there is more to crypto than money, then make sure you ding the little bell, hit subscribe all, also hit the like button so we can get this message out there for the YouTube algorithm and we can get this channel off the ground. As you can see today, we have upgraded our production quality. Now you will be able to see the screen as I go over whatever I'm discussing each day. Um, many other things to come on this channel. You're still getting in on this channel very early. And so I'm so happy to have you here. And so today we're going to be talking about Terra, Terra Luna. As you know, Terra is very special to us on this channel. At the beginning of every show, just about, I go over the three most important cryptocurrencies. And Bitcoin is one, Ethereum is two, and third is Luna. In all my videos, I give the three prices to all of those. So Luna always means so much to me. And I definitely want to put my voice out there, give some information to my viewers, and also give my take on the whole situation. As you know, I am your rock and roll journalism guy who's been obsessed with crypto now for well over a year. Now we're approaching 2 years. I've not made it in crypto, but we are going to make it together. I do believe that crypto is the confluence of so many things that it's a unique opportunity to unite Americans and humanity all together. So let's dive right in. And so I'm kind of just going to go tab by tab and cover everything I have here. So let's start off with Anchor Protocol. So what's recently happened with the whole Terra ecosystem is so Terra Luna is a blockchain that's based off of the Cosmos ecosystem, and it has been one of the most exciting cryptocurrencies, going from 2 cents to $20 and then down from 20 to $6. And then, why don't I just show you? Why am I doing this here? I'm just gonna go to Coin Market Cap Luna and let's click this. So yeah, let me just say it again. So we were at well, let's do your oh. Okay, so for a very long time it traded around, between 0 and 3 cents. And then all of a sudden, like I said, it went up to about $20. Then it went down to about $6, as I had just explained. That's what I've been doing in my videos before now, just explaining without having any visuals. And then it shot all the way up to well over $100. Very exciting project. They're trying to do exactly what the crypto community has been asking for. They were basically the DAO of all crypto. They were trying to create a new monetary system backed by that's based on the US dollar, that's backed by a hard asset like Bitcoin rather than just a pure credit system. So they were working on doing that. And then they were in the process, Doquan and Terraform Labs were in the process of creating a fourth pool, and that fourth pool was going to create a whole another level of security. But before they were able to create that, this happened. It in a single day, it plummeted from $80. Let's do the 7 day. So a week ago, it was at 85, and then in a day, and this is just the past day, it was even higher, it was well higher than this. So let's see, today is the 11th, and so, yeah, you can see what happened. So over the past week, it has been going down insanely. I mean, I feel like every time I look at the Luna price sheet, it just still says like 90% down. Like every day, I'm like 90% down again. Because don't forget, if something drops 90%, that doesn't mean there's only 10% left to go. It can drop 90% from that. So if it goes from $100 to $1, it could still go down another 90% to like a penny. And so just it can always go lower as can always go lower. And so there's a lot of questions as to why this happened, how this happened, and what are we going to do about it? What action should we take right now? Well, all of that is going to be made clear here. I'm going to give you an approach to this that other YouTubers are giving in some ways, other ways they're not. We're going to dissect it here in a very smart contact way. And so let's start off with Anchor. Anchor protocol is their largest protocol, and basically what it was known for is you would put your UST, which is the largest decentralized stablecoin still, and that UST would then be turned into Anchor, and Anchor could be staked for somewhere between 15 and 20%. They were at 18 when this happened. They'd recently made changes, so let's see what we got next. So this is the Terra stablecoin. So let's look at what it's been like over the past year. It looks like there was some trouble back here in May during the May crash. So obviously, crashes can be a problem with the Terra ecosystem as it was. And then we go along here. Very, very good. I mean, an excellent stablecoin, mostly above $1 because people are just putting money into it. And then just all of a sudden, dun, da, da, dun, dun, da, da, it just falls to nothing. And see right here, so 68 cents. Let me refresh it. I mean, this has just been insane. It's still there. So it's hanging at 68 cents. Oh, there we go. 67. I mean, this is the past day. 82 cents, all the way down to 32 cents, all the way up to 81. And so yeah, I mean, whenever people buy stable coins, they are counting on that stable coin being stable at $1. And so it can really wreck people when that changes. Okay, let's continue on. It will all become more apparent as we continue on. Mirror protocol. Mirror protocol is a really awesome idea that basically they want to take assets like stocks and then bring it to the blockchain onto Mirror Protocol so you can trade 24/7. And so they would back their Mirror Protocol with the actual stocks, but it just makes it go on for 24/7, which would generate more wealth and be more equal. So you don't have to be an accredited investor to get in 1 hour before markets open, which is just a disgusting rule as existing in our legacy financial system. So again, they were delivering on the main principles of cryptocurrency. The only question is, were they too early? And so I threw Cosmos in here too, just to kind of say Cosmos really wasn't affected by this. Kronos, the crypto.com blockchain, as well as Luna are both based on it, and those both have really, really done bad lately. Cosmos seems to be doing its normal thing, kind of just following the rest of the crypto market. Now, Tether is another one I want to bring up really quick because look at it. And let me refresh. Right now we're at 996. Let me refresh. 994. So it is going down. And I mean, it was as low as 99.3. And so it's pretty much back to where it was. And I mean, let's look at 3 months. I mean, it's not as stable as it could be, but let's look at it over the year. And so it used to be way more volatile, but mainly in the green. And then it got way less volatile as we entered this year. So pretty much exactly when the new year happened, it stabilized. And then look at this. It looks similar to a certain decentralized stablecoin I know of. And so, oh my, is that really still at $1? I mean, it looks like it really tanked there. Um, I don't know. That dip looks a little bit more than uh, let's look back at the Terra chart and see what it actually looks like when a stable coin tanks. And so that's what it looks like when a stable coin actually tanks. And I don't know. They look the same to me. I don't know, or similar. But I would get out of Tether. I mean, this is a warning shot fired to stable coins, and they have been going off like crazy. I mean, especially since the beginning of the year, but even last year, and to my understanding, years even prior. But the United States government have honed in on stable coins. Gary Gensler, he has talked about it, months ago, and then we're going to get more into it. But Janet Yellen came out today and talked about it as well. And so, what do we got next? Oh yeah, and then I got Binance USD here too because it doesn't seem to be having the same problem. It is seeming the exact opposite problem. It looks like a lot of people may be moving their money from Terra into Binance because I mean it's happening around the same time, this crazy influx to Binance. So that's some coin market cap information I wanted to share with you. Now let's move into the next phase of this, which is going to be just some general news. So, Binance suspends Luna and the U.S. token withdrawals. They were doing that at the time because just everyone was trying to sell. I'm sure some were trying to buy. At this point, we now know extremely misguidedly so. But they did suspend it for a while, and also whenever there's extremely high transaction volume, usually exchanges do have problems. And so, I mean, that does cause more kind of FUD for the market. And now let's go to the next one. Oh yeah, then the next one is the US dollar index, and this is an idea about how the whole future of the crypto market is going to go here in the short term. And it's still on a rip. You can kind of gauge how well crypto is going to do by the US dollar index because there seems to be at this point in time, and then this will decouple at some point, but there is right now a strong correlation for when the dollar goes up, Bitcoin goes down, and vice versa. And you can kind of see that here if let's do the 6 months. Uh, Crypto was doing a lot better before all of this. So, is just a quick way to put it. And then if you look at it, like all times. Uh, this is a lot higher than we've been in quite a while, and we don't know if it's going to keep on ripping like it did in the early or the beginning of the century. And so let's move on to our next point. This is another story, and it's basically talking about what is an algorithmic stablecoin, why Terra's in the news, and some other things for investors. And I mean, it goes over everything that I'm going to be talking about in this video. Of course, I'm going to put all of these resources in the description below. Uh, but yes, I mean, this news is everywhere. Why is Terra in the news? I mean, there is just craziness. Investors are worried the fall of UST may add selling pressure on Bitcoin. Because let's not forget, the Terraform Labs were buying billions of dollars of Bitcoin to do what we wanted, which is to back a stable coin based on the dollar with Bitcoin, a new hard asset, so we can hold the governments and the large corporations and the ultra wealthy accountable for what they do so they can't totally manipulate the markets. And so the whole market's a little shaken by this. And now let's go into like what some people are saying on Twitter. So this is Terra's Twitter. They've always been great about being super transparent with everything they do right on their Twitter. And the last thing that they tweeted was a retweet of Doquan and his whole address to the community. Oh yeah, and so who did this? Who caused this insane black swan event that the ninth biggest cryptocurrency by market cap is going to go down 99% in a day? Billions upon billions of dollars lost, lives ruined, lives ruined. And so we need answers. We need answers, not only just for our own peace of mind, not only to possibly hold somebody accountable and maybe get some kind of retribution, but just so we can learn and grow off of what's happened here today. So we have a lot of people are blaming Justin Sun because, and I've got a couple articles here on it, but I have this one here, and like I was talking about before, Luna was working on a fourth pool. So it looks like Justin Sun and Tron are fine with the three pool, not looking to innovate. They at the exact same time, all of their big news is they're releasing their decentralized stablecoin. So that's a red flag. And it involving Justin Sun is a red flag. Let's not forget that he went on a whole tirade and campaign saying that the people of Ukraine, or no, the government of Ukraine should reimburse any donations that were given to their people on Tron. I mean, so we'll get more into it in a bit. Let's keep going into what other people said. Doquan, of course, he's the leader of Terra. He's really been awesome in so many ways. Uh, but like Charles Hoskinson, who we'll be getting into in a minute, says the biggest problem with Terra was the arrogance of youth. I mean, he made claims saying that they're going to overtake some of the existing stable coins. He would, mock people who would poke fun or try to, in some cases, give legitimate warnings about exploitations in the Terra ecosystem. And so, while he's been a fearless leader and he's been genius in what he's trying to do, and it seems like fair and democratic, um, things have obviously taken a downturn. He does go over all this. Every crypto channel I've been watching kind of reads all of it. So I'm not going to do that. I assume most of you watch those channels or have the ability to go and look this up if you're really interested in it. But yeah, the biggest message out of it, and because he put like staying close on May 10th, and it took him 18 hours or a long time to put out the rest of this stuff. And so here's the part that I kind of want to just close in on. Mainly he was saying that this was just a bad thing that happened, and the ways they're trying to basically the takeaway is we need to wait for people to stop shorting the UST, the US stablecoin, because what people are doing right now, since it's so low, and they know that Terraform Labs and Doquan and Luna supporters are doing everything they can to get that UST pegged back to $1. And so, what are bad actors doing? What I would call bad actors still, they're shorting UST. I mean, if you got to short something, just short Luna. I mean, it's going to be closely correlated. Don't sh To short UST, I mean that's just a sick thing. I mean, let's talk about regulation. How about regulating? How about shorting stable coins? That we could regulate that. Don't short stable coins. If there's an issue, if there's a black swan event of any kind, then you can't go and short a stable coin and destabilize the entire space. Okay, got a little heated there. But Terra's return will be a sight to behold. We're here to stay, and we're going to keep making noise. Mirror Protocol, they're just retweeting the same things that I just read to you from Doquan. Anchor Protocol, same exact thing. Doquan. Gemini. Now, Gemini responded because there's so many theories going around. And so here's Gemini's response to Luna accusations. We are aware of a recent story that suggested Gemini made 100,000 Bitcoin loan to a large institutional counterparty that reportedly resulted in a sell-off in Luna. Gemini made no such loan. So, if anything, this gives credit to the people that are saying it was a coordinated attack because they're saying, and I would assume Gemini has a little bit more insider information than the average bear, no pun intended, then they're saying there may have been a coordinated attack, but it wasn't us. We're not the ones who lent out the money. And what we got here? Oh yeah, our beloved Charles Hoskinson. I love this guy. He has been roasting Luna. Um, and a little bit of Solana too. And now he wrote off the problem with Luna. What he says the problem with Luna is the arrogance of youth. So he thinks perhaps, you hear that, perhaps he does have respect for Doquan and he does have respect for Luna, but he thinks Doquan got reckless and it's ruined people's lives. And I mean, it's we're gonna have to see how they can recoup. I'm gonna go through a couple of the things he said though, because he's awesome. He's my favorite. Do Kwon was up there, but Charles has always been my favorite, and he still is as far as crypto leaders. Um, oh yeah, retweeted that Gemini thing that I just read to you. Um, the rumors, floating around Luna and why it collapsed so quickly, all to converge with the same reality that every DeFi protocol and cryptocurrency face. There's a massive attack surface from hackers and traders. And so if there is an exploit, then someone will find it and break it. And this kind of goes to Cardano's whole thing because they get criticized for not going fast enough, for not prioritizing the price of Cardano to make it more exciting. He's always been, we need to go slow and steady. That's going to win the race. And mostly he roasts Solana because they keep uh, going out of commission. They keep going down, which is just kind of does go against the principles of cryptocurrency. If there's a central point where they can just shut it off, and so that's but no, the funniest one though, my favorite one. Oh yeah, and he also put out a really great video that I watched this morning. I recommend everybody checking it out. He goes into what I just said about the arrogance of youth being Luna, and he talks about how other projects just recklessly put things out there and see their blockchains just have all kinds of problems, but that's not the way Cardano does it. Cardano's never gone down. That's something to say. There's this one tweet that he quoted Doquan. So Doquan on April 7th said, "We may buy ADA for negative correlation." And I guess that's kind of cheeky because, so many people make fun of Cardano for always going down. So he posted today, Charles Hoskinson, should I buy, or he posted on the 10th yesterday, should I buy some Luna for negative correlation? And so, yeah, Charles Hoskinson's great. Let's move on. And so yeah, Janet Yellen, this is a huge red flag. So this can be taken two ways, or even three. So one way is that this was a coordinated effort somehow with the United States government participating. And this is not fact by any means. In fact, I'm about to give three different possibilities. A coordinated attack, and some things that could back that up is it was this didn't happen by accident. Somebody figured out an exploit, and to a T with perfect execution, executed Luna in this crazy way by buying a bunch of UST and then using it as leverage, and then dumping all of it on the market, causing a death spiral. And so, the day it happened, Janet Yellen came out. She's the Treasury Secretary and gives a whole speech about how she's against stablecoins or how they need to be regulated, I should say. And Terra, UST, was the scariest one to the financial system because they were decentralized. It was a DeFi dollar that was becoming so successful that really all the monies from all the banks would have eventually ended up there if they didn't do anything. If Terra did get that fourth pull, if Terra did really get their footing. And so the United States government may have said, hey, we can't let, all the banks in the world fail. Let's stop this. And the fact that they were so ready to do this, and kind of there's a possibility that they expected this to happen on this day. Another possibility is Janet Yellen is a supporter of stable of Luna. Maybe she had a whole bunch of Luna, and that's why day one she's like, "Oh my God, I need to make a press conference. We need to regulate stable coins." I don't know how much of the other crypto she has, but she could be like, "Hey, I don't know what could be next. Are they, Cardano's got DJed coming out, Tron's got their own stable coin coming out, like." We need to regulate them so this doesn't happen like it happened to me. And so that's a possibility. Um, or it could have had nothing to do with governments and or bad actors, and it could just be because it was going into such a bearish market that this is this was a problem that happened. People wanted to take out their UST to buy other cryptos. They did that, and then also the price of Bitcoin, which was in their backings, was also going down, like in their reserves, was also going down. So when they tried to sell it, they ended up selling at an enormous loss because they bought in at 40 and sold at 30. And so that's also, and it's probably a mix of all three, because I'm sure Janet Yellen has some kind of crypto and the whole market's crashing. So it's probably a combination of all three, but the coordinated attack is the scariest one. So let's continue on here. We're looking at Forbes here, and this one, oh yes, so BlackRock and Citadel are the two biggest of being accused of this coordinated attack. And this article just goes more into what happened, but I'm going to read off what they've said. So rumors that BlackRock had a role in the collapse of UST are categorically false, said BlackRock spokesman Logan Koffler. In fact, BlackRock does not trade UST. Well, typically, people don't trade stable coins. And so, and then there was also one from, let's see, following a tweet from Gemini posted earlier who denied making a Bitcoin loan to any large institutional counterparties. A Citadel source familiar with the allegations confirmed the company does not trade stablecoins, including UST. Again, nobody trades stablecoins. I'm sure they offer stablecoins. I mean, and so that's that. Now let's go back into Justin Sun, the leader of Tron, who said he stepped down, but now it's obvious that he hasn't because he's everywhere about leading Tron. And so yeah, as this is happening, he promises a revolution. A revolution as he clones Terra's idea, except without the innovations that Luna was working on and creating. He's just trying to copy it. And here's some more damning evidence towards Justin Sun. And you might be thinking that's just too cartoonishly evil. This is like his third strike. I mean, asking Ukrainian victims to give their money back is cartoonishly evil. Rug pulling back in 2017 and knowing it was going to go down and promoting it was cartoonishly evil. He's done a little bit too many cartoonishly evil things, saying he's going to leave Tron, working for some government of a tax haven, and then coming back and being the leader of Tron. I mean, there's a lot of cartoonishly evil possibilities when it comes to Justin Sun. And so here's just some more. So um, this is from EthereumWorldsNews.com. So he reportedly purchased 1 million worth of UST on Curve Finance, which all of the UST being bought on Curve Finance is a huge reason why this happened. That was one of the pools. Tron's founder had announced via Twitter that he was buying UST right before all this happened. This is after the saga of the UST stablecoin depegging from the dollar mark. So this is before it had collapsed. For a few days, it had gone down to like 99, 97, and then back up to $1 before it totally collapsed. And so that's what that happened. Terra's Doquan had asked Justin, so publicly asked Justin what his plans were. And Justin Sun responded that he may have a secret plan. And then Terra continues to decrease in value. And so it was either really bad luck that he would say these horrible things right before this all happened. Like, okay, everything I've said looks like I'm one of the people causing this. and I do have a loud voice in the crypto space, and I'm also involved in the government of a tax haven territory. And then all this horrible stuff happens. It's not a good look if it's an accident, or it could be just another, I mean, or it's just cartoonish evil. So keep that in mind. And so here is Terra's website. It's a nice website. Um, and this is their white paper. So I went through all this to see like what their roadmap was, why this might have been kind of expected, and maybe they have a recovery plan. Um, it doesn't really go into that. It does give a lot of information and the algorithm and how it works. It's a little above my head. Again, I majored in journalism and music, but there's a lot of math in music. Um, and so I'll just kind of read the end, not the references, but they're saying Bitcoin's contribution to crypto is immutability. So, you can trust on it, it's not going to change. And Ethereum, expressivity. So it can express itself and express blockchain. And theirs is their value add would be usability. And they talk about the potential being immense. And so the question is it still immense? Did it fail? I'll be getting more to that. Let me make sure I hit all these tabs. Oh yeah. I made make sure you go to my Twitter too, smartcontact.io. And here's my advice. Oh yeah, my advice is the same. Okay, so if you were buying Luna at 100, if you were buying Luna at 40, if you were buying Luna at 60 and 80, even after this horrible black swan event, I've found one thing to be therapeutic, and it's so counterintuitive. It was to buy more Luna. I mean, let me refresh this page. Oh my God. Because, I mean, if you spent $100 on a Luna, or if you spent $80 on a Luna, or you spent $20 on a Luna, or if you spent $6 on a Luna, why not spend 3 cents right now, or 30 cents right now and buy a Luna? So just spend like $40, nothing that's going to make or break you, some $20, $5, whatever it is, just to be like, oh my gosh, did I just buy 15 Luna for $5? So it's uh, but it's going to be a while before it comes up. Like I was saying before, there are people shorting the stable coin because they know how desperately Terra needs it to go up, and I don't know how long that's going to go on. I don't know if maybe it's going to take regulation. I really don't know. I do think Terra is a really strong project. I do think that they have the potential to rebound from this if they could somehow convince people that they are trustable. Perhaps Terra's price rising again and stabilizing, and then just slowly it could come back. They get that fourth, maybe a fifth pool. So either it's all good for the crypto space though altogether, because this is obviously popular. People will either learn from Luna's mistake and create a new project, or they will come back stronger than ever, like Doquan is saying they'll be able to do, and it will be a sight to behold. So now that we're almost back to its all-time lows, between 1 to 4 pennies. Well, what was its all-time low again? Because it's definitely not 1 to 4 pennies right now. Okay, so yeah, like 1 to 3 cents. Or wait, no, this is 30 cents. Okay, so 30 cents, it is right back near its all-time lows. And so, yeah, I don't think it's going to totally die, but I don't know how long people are going to short it. A lot of people made a lot of money doing this, especially if you knew about it beforehand, and it's I believe somebody knew about it beforehand. I do believe it was a coordinated effort. And I believe in the project. So I'm not going to go all in at all. Look, I went on Kraken and tried to buy some. An unknown error has occurred. And I don't want to go there right now because it'll show everything that I have. But Kraken recently added Terra as a staking option. And so a lot of craziness, just so much craziness going on with Terra, um, and Bitcoin and the crypto space. I don't want to go into it too much right now, considering this is my first video with this whole setup. I mean, I'd love to go more into Bitcoin and more into everything else. I hope you've enjoyed the video and my upgraded system here. Again, a lot more to come. If you can go back and watch my video about the roadmap for this channel, it's basically just going to be a never-ending progress. And so you're still in early on Smart Contact. Very happy to have you here. So all you lovers and all you loners, I'm going to leave you with one final quick thing. So while Luna may not have gone to the moon, 6 countries are trying to, and they include Japan, South Korea, Russia, India, the UAE, and the United States. All are planning to do it this year or next year. So, hey, that's something. Somebody's going to go to the moon, right? And, you know, this is a weird meme. I don't know. It's a Red Hot Chili Peppers album in the back, and it says, but Butthole Surfer said, it's better to regret something you did than something you didn't do. And so, Terra tried to make the dream happen. And we tried to get ultra rich off Terra. Didn't happen this round. It didn't happen this round. But yeah, again, the most therapeutic thing I can say to do if you were a huge fan of Luna, if you lost a bunch of Luna, spend a tiny amount of money and get a whole bunch of Luna. Just seeing that in your in your portfolio, even though it's worth nothing and it could end up being literally worth nothing, it just right now feels good to see that I have racked up so many Luna. And if he can come back and it'd be a sight to behold, you don't want to miss out on it. And if you didn't sell at this point, don't sell at 30 cents. I mean, yeah, that facial expression is how I'm going to end. So, lovers, loners, thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope you have the best night of your life. Hang in there. We're going to make this happen together.